What if I told you you can have a good job, earn a decent salary, and still feel like you're falling behind? You pay your bills, you work hard, you try to save money, but somehow buying a home feels harder. Groceries cost more, cars cost more, healthcare costs more, and the money left at the end of the month seems to disappear faster than ever. So what is really happening? Is the middle class actually disappearing? Or is the definition of being middle class simply changing? The answer is more complicated than you might think. In this video, we'll uncover the biggest forces putting pressure on the middle class and what you can do to protect your financial future. Let's begin. One of the biggest problems facing middle-class families is the rising cost of everyday life. Think about housing. Rent and home prices can consume a huge portion of someone's income. And housing isn't the only expense. Food, transportation, insurance, utilities, healthcare, education. All of these costs can add up quickly. Imagine someone receives a raise of $500 a month. That sounds great. But if their rent increases by $250, groceries increase by $100, insurance increases by $75, and transportation becomes more expensive, a large part of that raise disappears. Their income increased, but their financial freedom barely changed. And that's one reason people can feel poorer, even when they're technically earning more. Here's another problem. A salary can look impressive on paper, but what really matters is purchasing power. If your income rises while the cost of essential goods rises at the same time, you may not feel much richer. For example, someone earning $60,000 today may have a very different lifestyle from someone earning the same amount years ago. The number on the paycheck isn't the whole story. The real question is, how much can that income actually buy? And for many households, that answer has become increasingly difficult.
But there's another factor we can't ignore: our own spending habits. When people earn more, they often spend more. A raise arrives, and suddenly they want a bigger apartment, a newer car, more expensive vacations, more restaurants, more subscriptions, better phones, better everything. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it can quietly destroy wealth-building progress. Imagine you receive a $1,000 monthly raise. Instead of investing or saving most of it, you increase your lifestyle by $900. Now you're earning more, but you're not much closer to financial freedom. Your income grew, your expenses grew too, and the wealth-building gap stayed almost the same. Another major pressure on the middle class is debt. Credit cards, car loans, personal loans, student loans, mortgages, and increasingly, buy now, pay later services. Debt isn't automatically bad. Used carefully, it can help people buy homes, invest in education, or build businesses. The problem begins when debt is used to maintain a lifestyle that income can't comfortably support. People often ask, can I afford the monthly payment? Instead of, can I actually afford this? A $40,000 car might sound affordable when someone says, it's only $600 a month. But the real cost includes interest, insurance, fuel, maintenance, taxes, and depreciation. Monthly payments can make expensive purchases feel smaller than they really are. And when multiple payments pile up, there may be very little money left to save or invest. Now we get to one of the most important differences. Income is important, but ownership can be even more powerful. Wealthy households often own assets, stocks, businesses, real estate, investment funds, and other productive assets. These assets can potentially generate income or increase in value over time. But many middle-class households depend heavily on one primary source, their paycheck. And there's a limit to how much time you can sell. You have 24 hours in a day. But an asset can potentially produce value without requiring another hour of your labor for every dollar earned. That's why building ownership can become an important part of long-term wealth creation. For generations, buying a home was one of the biggest symbols of middle-class success. Work hard, save a down payment, buy a house, build equity, retire with a valuable asset. But today, that path can be harder in many markets. When home prices rise faster than incomes, down payments become harder to save. And when borrowing costs are high, monthly mortgage payments can become even more difficult. So many younger people face a difficult choice. Rent longer, move farther away, buy a smaller property, or delay homeownership. And when someone doesn't own appreciating assets, they may miss out on decades of potential wealth accumulation.
Here's the important part. The middle class hasn't simply vanished. Millions of people are still financially comfortable. The bigger issue is that the traditional path to financial security has become harder for many households. The old formula was simple. Work hard, earn a decent income, buy a home, save money, retire comfortably. But today, that formula often requires more financial knowledge. You need to understand spending, debt, investing, taxes, career growth, and asset ownership. Simply earning a paycheck may no longer be enough. So what can you actually control? First, focus on the gap between income and spending. Don't allow every raise to become a bigger lifestyle. Second, avoid unnecessary high-interest debt. Third, build an emergency fund. Fourth, increase your earning power. Learn valuable skills. Understand technology. Improve communication. Build expertise. And finally, when appropriate for your goals and risk tolerance, invest consistently for the long term. You don't need to become rich overnight. You need to build financial strength gradually. The middle class isn't disappearing because of one single problem. It's being pressured by several forces at once. Higher living costs, changing housing markets, debt, lifestyle inflation, and the growing importance of owning assets. But here's the good news. You don't have to control the economy to improve your own financial future. You can control your habits. You can control your spending. You can improve your skills. You can reduce unnecessary debt. You can save. And you can learn how investing and asset ownership work. Because earning more money is only part of the equation. Keeping more matters. Growing your money matters. And building financial resilience matters. The world of money is changing, and the people who understand those changes will be better prepared for the future. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more finance, investing, and wealth-building content. And tell us in the comments, do you think the middle class is disappearing, or is the definition of middle class simply changing?